Hey there, this is Katherine. I'm sharing a gift bag set from Diamond Press called Be Mine. This is part of an Autoship program of different gift bags that Diamond Press has been releasing through HSN. I'm showing you there are a couple of stamp sets that come in there, and then you get a whole bunch of dies, all about Valentine's Day, but you could make these bags for any occasion. You could change the color scheme and turn them into birthday, any kind of occasion, celebrate, anything like that. So I'm going to start by running this through my Diamond Press marquee. You need 2 of each piece of paper, of the front side and the back side, and then the 2 sides together. So I'm just trimming this up to run it through my machine, and then I will assemble this all together. And I did add, there are a lot of options with this set, which I appreciate. There are some optional dies that you can use to run across the top of the bag to give it kind of a scalloped edge. And I'm going to show you how I use that piece later in the video. I've got a couple of examples. I make one bag right here, and then I'm going to show you some other ones that I made. And I made a card as well. So you can put this additional optional piece to punch holes into your bag. So that way you have a way to tie it closed. So on this first one, I'm going to do it. On the other ones, I used something else to close it. But it's just a lot of fun. Honestly, the options are really limitless because you can change your paper. Like for this example, I'm using patterned paper. You can use solid cardstock. There's a stamp that you can stamp on there to decorate your bag. So there are really a lot of options for it. And you can see with these color instructions, they've got all these different choices that you have. So I'm going to put my bag together. I'm going to fold down that score line. There's some scoring on the edges for my tabs. And then these bags are gusseted. So when you assemble them all together, they just kind of pinch in and you get this nice gusseted finish inside. You can't really see the little score lines on the inside, but there's some there. And when you get it assembled, they just go together perfectly. So they've done all the work for you. You just have to cut some paper and glue it together. And then you've got these really cute boxes. So I've got my sides out, and I'm going to fold down these tabs on here, and then I'm going to start my gluing. Now there are some specific instructions as well if you forget how to do it. And then I'm going to just start gluing it together. I am using liquid glue on this. You could use a different kind of glue, but I am going to use liquid because I like that it gives me a second or two to move things around exactly where I want them. You get a little bit of maneuverability. You can see there I'm off a little bit so I can see where I want to go and come back. And it dries pretty well. I'm using the Barely Arts glue from scrapbookpal.com is where I purchased that. Okay, and that's always linked in the description because that's something I use all the time and I get asked about it a lot too. And here I've got that last piece, and you can see, look at that, it just, bam, it goes together so perfectly. You want to let that dry really well before you continue. So I'll let that dry, come back, making sure that my edges are down. And then you just fold the bottom. There's no complicated fold on this. They just fold down, and then you have one edge. So I'm going to come back and I'm going to add the glue to the edge that I'm adhering. That way I make sure to get it exactly where I want it. And again, I'm just using some liquid glue, and then I will use a bone folder to kind of help press down that center part, making sure that the glue is sticking where I want it to go. But it's really so simple. These would be great for making your Valentines for friends, family, children, your grandchildren. Just a lot of fun, and it's so easy. It's a good size too. It will hold a good number of treats, and I'll measure it at the end. But I'm going to cut a tag. I've got some of that leftover patterned paper, and it's 2-sided. So I'm going to go ahead and trim this down and run it through my machine. And you can see in those instructions, look at all those different choices you have. You can make so many different things with this set and all the stamps that are included. But again, you could totally turn these into birthday birthday treat bags or anything like that. All right, so I'm going to bring my stamp positioner over. I'm going to stamp my image, and then I will close this bag up. But this video is not sped up super fast, so it really didn't take that long. And once you get a pattern kind of going in your mind, especially if you use, solid cardstock, you can mass produce these easily. So I'm going to use some of my Gina K Amalgam Obsidian ink that I use all the time. That's always on my desk as well. My favorite black ink for watercoloring and alcohol markers and just just general stamping too. It's usually the only black ink lately that I use. All right, I love you so much. Fits perfectly on this cute little tag. And then I've got and it shows you real quick here. It mentions that these stamps go with a lot of tags from previous auto ships. So I love that Diamond Press has taken that into consideration of making sure you've got things that you can use with previous sets that have been released. So, and they always include a lot of dies that are tags or banners in their sets. And so I appreciate that they take that into consideration when they make these products for you, that you can really just make them even more versatile. Okay, I've got some gold ribbon that's got a little bit of color on the edge, like a copper color. I'm just going to tie this with my tag to close this one off. And you can see how it kind of closes down on itself. So it works really well. Sorry, my tying is a little upside down. I cut my ribbon just a tiny bit too long, so it's giving me a little bit of fits there. But I'll trim off those tails, and that box is finished. Look how cute. So let me measure it. It's about 4 inches, and the height it's maybe 4 1/4, just a tiny bit taller. So it's a great size for a treat bag. And here are some extras that I made that I wanted to share with you. I really made these in literally minutes. These are very quick projects. I cut out the love it's different individual letters, and then put the U at the bottom. On this one, I did cardstock, and then I stamped. There are these cute stamps that cover the box. There's XO, and then they're hearts. I cut out this center heart. You could back this with acetate, but I am going to put a gusseted, clear treat bag in there. So that will fill that box instead. So that's why I left it blank in there, but that's just a way that you could finish it. Now here's that die I referenced, that optional die that you could put on the top of your boxes, but instead I used it to create a little border piece. For this card, I just used some pattern paper from my cardstock card stash. I stamped that XO and then lots of love. So a really quick Valentine that you could give with your box. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to subscribe if you're not a subscriber. Be sure to check out my previous videos related to auto ships of Diamond Press if you're a fan. And don't forget to like and share. I hope you have a great day, and I'll look forward to seeing you soon.